Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Coming live from Fiber Heart, Chilling God. No blizzard yet. We just don't have the boiler on yet. So I got a heater in this room. And unfortunately, I have to do the warning. I will try my best to squeeze in our positive. What's our positive? For the Jesus lovers out there, the true blue and red Jesus lovers. The bruised and bloody Jesus lovers. Did you get out of the rapture? All right, that was only part of that lesson for today. Okay. There's the hesitation. Charlie Kirk was our warning. Okay? So, things are not well, as we all are aware, but that was the biggest wake-up call that we could be given as to who loves us and who wants to keep us around. I'm giving one strong motherly suggestion for right now. I don't personally recommend, if you know something's haywire, these conferences and these open air meetups, no one's going about this right. We don't have the right people protecting or checking the grounds or keeping the right people safe. We're all aware of this broken record that everyone's going over. And the politicians just talking in a circle. We got so many talking heads now. We're all just down here. Talk a walk a talk. Well, I don't know. Maybe try to make all your words now into prayer. If the groups running the world, who all, by the way, are in a war with one another, okay? And they want us in the war with them. But see, we don't have to be in the war. We can all grow up by December 30th and tell our government that we're more grown up than them. And we're not going to listen. We're not going to take payoffs to be Antifa and all these other crazy groups that have literally grown exponentially. And it was way late. And I just simply didn't talk it on here enough. And I need someone to get my stuff out and spread my information and just take credit for it, because I don't have the patience or the ability to deal with any more social media sites, because it's a shit show on YouTube and it's a shit show on Instagram and Facebook. I kept going in the group to get Zuckerberg in trouble, and I got a bunch of nemesis on there. They just never could get over me. And so that's just not my realm. I'm not allowed in Facebook, okay? Because I was in some groups, and then I also look, I have the work I do. I don't need to express every little piece of work that I've done. Free of charge, by the way. But, Jesus will give the bill when he comes back for judgment about what I'm owed for my underground work that I did all on my own with the Lord. Is this. Now I'm going to laugh before I give bad news. No more open air conferences until we can get some order in our country. Who is running the show? No, I need to know who is running the show. I mean, I have been pondering with the Lord on this for several days. I don't think they're not running the show. All right? We can take over the show now. And you don't have to take over the show with a bit of violence. Now, I tried some screaming stuff I did for a while there. That technique did not work. Listen, we already won. Jesus is victory. Okay? We already won. So it's time we all gather together like the most grown-up boys and girls on the block. Me and Mr. over here, that was the least grown-up. I've never went up against that kind of thug group. And it's not turned out well so far. But at least now I really pinpointed the core infiltration of rapists, murderers, and psychopaths running the police station. And, well, it's shot. It's completely shot. It's completely gone. The judges are gone. It is shot. It needs to be shut down today. It don't have a thing to do with what I went through. It has to do with what testimonies I received. Shut your own doors down. That is the sickest courtroom jail operation that I've ever seen in my life. Sick! You're running with this sick fuck? What is going on with Sheriff Goodenough? Get his head checked. The health of the sheriff reflects on the behavior of the officers. Woohoo! Knock knock! Who's there? Wake up. Grow up. Tell your government they're the dumbest people you've ever met. Literally. It is done. Jesus is done. It is going to be fractured up. We will count our blessings if by the end of the year there's not 3 more offs. They are going to off 3 more. 3 more prominent guinea pigs. They are. So keep going in the open air areas, and you don't know who's working on what team. The system was infiltrated decades ago. Some areas, like the town I'm from, were just already so sick that they just got to run amok. Okay? They just run amok. They're grinning because they're so evil they don't even know what they're doing. But some of them know that they're tricking us. Stop. Stop talking in circles with them. Stop. We won. We're winning. We're victory. The fractures, there's going to be a major fracture. I don't know where. It's another major one. It's the one that I'm talking about, though. The thing where I said it split, but it splits mostly down the middle. I don't know if that's still on the table, but you guys are going to have to, and you're going to say, well, we're not scared of the devil. We're going to push through. Well, that's when you know you're supposed to push through. So make sure that you know that you're supposed to push through. Because TPA and all these other little funny groups with their little signatures and swastikas and symbols and asterisks and smiley faces and poo-poo pants aren't going to save you. Are not going to save you. Do we know, like, sincerely, I saw the deer in the headlights with Charlie Kirk. When he realized he couldn't just simply cut millions of dollars coming in from these groups that he found out maybe weren't doing what they said they were. It's not a fun place to be. Was he pushed? Could Dakota do that conference? If he was feeling like his instincts with the Lord were feeling off, correct? But he felt he had to push through on that specific conference day. I don't know. I beg to differ on that. But I didn't know the man. I wasn't there. I just know a couple little flashes I got of some videos. And I saw his eyes, and I knew the awakening had occurred. And he's going, holy Jesus, how many billions did I take from who? What devil? Okay. So, I really want to give that, like, we're going to save the earth. And maybe that group is behind me. See? That's why we can't always go by others. Because I'm 51, and my whole life has been a conditioning practice. Is this. There might be that group after the new humans, the 20s, that are they're gonna fix the ship. They're super smart. They are just so on the ball. I mean, they really are. And us old timers, the ones the down in the barracks, the old drunk that you were told to mock and ridicule, but in the meantime, we're just popping and exposing almost every ring in the 50-mile radius around us. Okay, that's beside the point. Is this. I really recommend this. This isn't like a COVID shutdown. You're mandated to stay out of public. Until we really know who's working for what team. No more red and blue team. The donkey and the horse, the donkey and the elephant, much smarter than humans. Much smarter. The elephant, they remember everything. And elephants don't like to lie. And they hate poachers. Donkeys, if they just don't feel like doing something, they're not going to do it. And good luck if you get one that wants to cooperate. But they're smart as fuck. They're an animal of few words, too. But they'll let you know if they don't like what you're doing. And it's a big hee-haw. Okay? So, just like the Rainbow Club, you didn't deserve the rainbow. That was for Jesus' children. That was a promise that he wouldn't flood the earth again, and that he would maybe save us one day, or come back for final judgment, and that we could reign with our Creator forever and ever. That was for all of God's children. That's for us early crowds from the 70s into the 80s. Those little SRA kids, the ones in the neighborhoods, a little girl. I was a towhead. I was such a cutie pie. And everyone just wanted to touch and cuddle me everywhere. Okay, that got creepy. Good. Because we got a bunch of creeps that have been running the world. And they're all leaving accordingly. And I really like the cute ones. The cute people saying, no, give Trump a little bit of credit. No, I'm not going to give him any credit. This was too sudden, and you didn't go in and fix your own system first. You knew the system was broke here. You guys are all pulling a bunch of bullshit. So this is what we're doing as the people. We're going to grow up together. We have till December 30th. In the meantime, we're going to see more people assassinated because our government didn't think it was a good idea to clean up from the floor up in our own country. So now Jesus is going to allow it to be torn up from the floor up. And it's getting torn up from the floor up. Has nothing to do with Trump or any of the other buffoons. This is Jesus, and they're all fighting, and they're going to fight more, and that's going to put some of their puppets in danger. They're going to be more than happy to shove those few more puppets out on a stage and let them get killed. And us, as Jesus followers, are not going to stand by that no more. And we haven't been. And we're not gonna. And we're just not going to do it no more. Get off the red and blue. Stop desecrating the donkey and the elephant. Okay? Because they have more decency than most of the humans running the world right now. So no more donkey. No more elephant signs. No more red and blue. And no more cockamamie poo-poo. Okay? We're all going to come together with all of our dysfunction and trauma. Most of it was we were primed and raised in it. If you came from depression parents, and most did, duh. And then that parents came from the, okay? So this is the thing. I'll be on my way out soon, okay? There ain't gonna be no proper justice done. But what I do know is that this is the sickest I've ever seen it, okay? Now, it's getting torn up from the floor up. And there ain't nothing you can do about it, okay? There ain't a thing you can do. Trump ain't doing shit. They're like this. Well, Creator God is like this. Okay? Big difference. Creator God is this. And they're this. Politics. It's addictive. And they made it that way on purpose. Red and blue. What's red and blue? Two predominant colors. In school, right away, what do they want to know? They want to know our favorite color. Why do most kids say red or blue? Did you know they do? All right. Well, maybe you didn't. There's pink too. But there's a reason for it. This is the other part. No more symbols. No more companies. No more signing on the dotted line. Oh, we signed on the dotted line. We're getting whooped. We're getting whooped. We are. And I'm sorry I can't tell you what Jesus is doing because I don't simply know. For me, or my life, I go about it accordingly. This is what I do know. I get snoopers, but that's all I get. I don't have much numbers on my sites. I won't promote it. Is this. Let's try to protect. Let's protect the next victims. Okay? Because they're being rolled out to the slaughter. There's been too many losses this year. Many key people, precious people, that were fighting the good fight. Okay? And so now it's next for the next line to line up and fight the good fight. But you don't have to do it with a weapon. Okay? We're not organized enough. Can you not see that? That's not a revolution, Antifa. And this prayer is for the Antifa right now. Is for something to just, you're going to get woke up today. You're going to get woke up today. You're going to leave. You're going to leave the Antifa lie. You're going to leave it all. You're going to go straight to the source, Jesus Christ. He's our Lord and Savior. It's done. The victory is done. He finished the deal. He suffered physically, spiritually, in every which way. He completed death and life for us. We just have to follow his rule for us. Not red or blue, not none of it. Straight to the source. We stand firm. We say no more. No more lies. It may not be fully that simple, but I think we'd be surprised. I think we've tried all these other ways, haven't we? Just say no more. Get that fucking list out. You guys know they shut the world down over Epstein. There was a couple other key things going on at the same time, but they did. And it has to do with human transport. Michigan is the biggest final dump state. Okay? And there's a bunch of other shady that goes on here. With the Canada, yay? Eh? So, are we going to fix it and cure it and tell Whitmer and them to take a hike and get out? Why don't she get on her boat with their husband and they sail clear out to the Atlantic or Pacific? I don't think you can go the one way. It's going to take longer. Whatever one's over on the East Coast. Take your little boats. You got enough blood at my hospital, correct? Take my blood with all ya and just scurry on out. Was it clean enough? I think I had only given you about 2 or 3 weeks of a full cleanse. Might have been a little nicotine or poisonous tobacco left. Was it not suitable? Did you guys need some more blood? Okay, that was just one of my jokes again. But nobody gets my jokes. Because this isn't a joke. It wasn't supposed to be a joke. It's been 20 minutes of this crazy town. It's this. Pray before you start going out on your mission. Make sure God wants you to be the next one. Okay? Because there's too much money covering up and just nobody can see right. It's just money's blowing everywhere again. I don't understand it. We don't have money, but we do have money. We don't have money, but we do have money. Oh, we have money. Michigan has a lot of money. Michigan's got a lot of money. Lots and lots of money. Lots and lots and lots of greedy money. And they got a lot of pissed off people here. We're just waiting for the old wench to get out of office. So try the next dud. Okay? Now, could we try to just make sure we have the right people on security teams and stuff first? Let us preserve a few more lives from a potential assassination. Let's get our roots fixed here. Now, a lot of roots are getting pulled up and shredded and misplaced, deposited, burnt up, poisoned, destroyed, and flooded, and diseased and offed. So let's just try to fix our land from the ground up. I don't think that we would really know how to manage international affairs if we couldn't even keep a little cop shop in Monroe, Michigan, running just a little bit humanely. Okay. That was a lot to say. Let's do that. Let's try to grow up for enough time to tell them all to get on their yachts and leave. We don't need them no more. We can function just fine without them. Because we don't really have them anyways. As too many of us have figured out. And those that tried really hard to get it fixed are no longer with us. So, say no. No AI. No digital ID. Take all your cockamamie, chaotic bullshit. Put it in your suitcases. Put it on your yachts. Take what you need and sail off into the ocean. Find your way down to Mar-a-Lago. I think there's enough room for all of you there. And let us people here try to help America. Because now the divide is even more divided. And people are like, we really got to come together. Well, in the same sentence, we're being mean to one another. They're grinning. The government's grinning because they got you to turn against your family and your neighbors. And you thought you were doing something really great. But in essence, you were just washing Satan's boots. after Satan pooped on his own boots and he told you to clean it up. I don't know if it's an end. My end's different than a lot of people's ends. I believe in a final judgment. The thing is, though, is I haven't lived for 100, 200, 300 years. So I can only base my experience on my 51 years here. And being the curious cat I was, and I wanted to learn all I could about why humans continue to abuse other humans, and why those humans who get abused very, very seldom ever get out of it. And I studied things like that. And I was a keen observer. Not necessarily just like, oh, look at that fellow there. I just see energies, I see interactions, I see authenticity and unauthenticity. I see more than I want to see. I'm pretty harmless for the most part. But apparently I'm not harmless to rapists, murderers, thugs, pedophiles, corruption, and evil fuckers. That particular group, for some reason, they don't like me. They don't like me very much. No, it didn't work out so good. But maybe it does. Maybe it does. Maybe while you're creeping on here and you just can't wait to hear me scream or be tortured some more, maybe, just maybe, you'll decide that you need to take yourself to a clinic and get help. And that you'd walk in that clinic, no matter what your sickness is, and you tell someone in there. Or ask for a clergyman and say, I need to do a confessional. I've got to get this stuff off my chest. I can't live another day living in this sickness that I have made. And I need help. And I don't want to hurt any more children. I don't want to hurt any more women. I don't want to hurt any more people. I need help. And maybe I need to go to prison. Maybe I should, as a person, if you're evil and you're doing too much evil and you can't stop, you simply take yourself and walk you down to some sort of institute and say, I need to be locked up. I can't stop terrorizing people. The more I terrorize them, the more I get paid. The more I get perks. The more I feel powerful. I can't stop hurting people. What am I going to do? I'm evil. I need an intervention before I burn in hell forever and ever and ever. And start there. If that's not going to work, I suggest that yacht. And we want Whitmer. We want most of all you. We want you to get on your yachts. We want you to get the fuck out of Michigan. We've had about enough of all your fucking shit and taking everyone's money. Now you let the pot boom come in and then you mismanage that. Where's all the money? So get on your little yachts, take your sick little selves, and get out of Michigan. Okay, have a good day.